Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Enrichment Program Series. So thank you guys for registering for this event. We really appreciate your interest sa aming mga webinars or events sa Engineer Prof PH. I would like to also thank Engineer Ella for hosting this event. So in our first part of our webinar series, guys, we are going to discuss about the calculator techniques in algebra, and trigonometry. So, ito yung mga coverage niya guys. No? As you can see here in our screen, we have this coverage for algebra and trigonometry. So, we are going to discuss about the basics, kung ano ba yung calculator na gagamitin natin. And we have algebra and trigonometry. So, ito yung mga topic na didiscuss natin dito sa webinar, part of the webinar series, which is algebra and trigonometry. So the calculator that we are going to use in this series, guys, is actually the Casio FX570S Plus second edition. So bakit namin pinili itong calculator? It is because ito yung calculator na widely used by engineering students. Okay? So ito yung ginagamit ng mga engineering students in their board examination. Except, of course, for the civil engineering. So iba yung model ng calculator na ginagamit nila sa board exam. Pero sa college, guys, you can use this. Mapa-CE ka man or mapa-mechanical engineering or geodetic engineering, chemical, and other engineering courses, you can use this calculator in your undergrad. Okay? So, ito yung bago nating Casio FX570S Plus second edition. It is kumbaga siya ang sumunod na version doon sa lumang Casio 570S Plus. Okay? So, yung color gray na luma. So, sa bagong Casio 570 ES Plus, guys, makita natin na ito yung appearance niya. This is the actual model of the calculator. And mas visible yung mga text niya sa buttons. Hindi siya mabilis or hindi siya nabubura. Okay? Compared dun sa luma na bubura yung mga keys niya or yung mga letters niya or text niya sa keys. And we have here a textbook display. Same lang din naman guys doon sa ating first version or yung first edition. Pero yung ating second edition, mas malaking screen niya kumpara dun sa first edition. And we have yung mga functions niya almost the same, pero I think mas mabilis mag-solve itong si second edition kaysa dun sa first edition. Okay, pero guys, if you have the first edition, you can still use that. Kasi almost, and of course, the same lang naman yung mga functions niya. Iba lang talaga yung hitsura niya or yung physical appearance. This is color black. Yung first edition, medyo color gray siya. Okay, let's proceed, guys. So the first thing that you need to know about your calculator. So by the way, I'm using the emulator for Casio 570S. You can download this, guys, sa Casio website. Okay? So this is for Windows. So ito yung itsura niyang calculator natin. And in our calculator, let's say you press on, of course. That's the first step you need to do when you're performing a calculator technique. Kasi guys, in the board exam, meron tayong time limit. So if you know the calculator techniques in various problems in mathematics, it can save you a lot of time. So this is an edge for you if you really know this calculator. So calculator techniques. So I will teach you all of these techniques in this webinar series. So of course, you need to press on before performing anything in your calculator. So yung ating calculator guys is a one-way power lang siya, meaning battery lang yung nagpapagana sa kanya, wala siyang solar panel. So yung calculator set guys is shift 9, okay? Pwede nating i-clear yung setup, yung memory, okay? Or all. So ano yung ibig sabihin guys ng setup? So yung setup natin is for the mode. Okay? Kasi yung calculator natin, pwede nating pagpalit-palitin yung mode setup niya. So, ibig sabihin, pwede siyang maging computation, pwede siyang pang-statistics. So, kapag nag-shift 9 ka, tapos click mo yung 1, ibig sabihin magre-reset siya dun sa default niya, which is the computation. Okay, as you can see, ayan, pag ganyan guys, naka-computation siya. Okay, ganyan yung display natin. As you can see here in my pop-up display. So that's the default. Okay, so sa mode kasi meron siyang madaming ano dyan, madaming mode. Meron computation, that's the default. So ibig sabihin, kapag nag-shift 9 ka and you choose setup, ibig sabihin babalik yung calculator mo sa default setup niya. Regardless kung naka-statistic siya. So for example, you have here mode and let's say statistics, so that is 3. Okay, so naka-stat na siya. Ayan, nakita nyo sa aking pop-up display. If you press shift and 9, that's clear. Okay, calculator reset. And if you press 1 and you press equal, so that is yes. So AC, so it will revert back to its original, okay, setup or mode. So yung iba naman guys, for example, if you shift 9 again, that is shift clear, okay? Yung memory guys, ibig sabihin ng memory, pwede kasi tayong mag-save ng variables or ng value dito sa ating calculator. As you can see, meron tayong mga buttons dyan, A, B, C, D, E, F, X, Y, M. So that is a total of 9 letters na pwede nating pag-save ng numbers. For example, so if you press shift 9 and you press memory, yung memory lang yung mag-clear. Pero yung setup natin, it remains the same. Okay, so that is clear. Kapag, ano naman, pag clear all, okay, number 3, lahat mawawala. It will go back to its original setup or default setup. And guys, that is your calculator reset. So if you're going to convert a number into scientific notation, let's say we have this number. So 521,457. Okay, press lang natin yung answer or equals, I mean. And after that, if you press shift and ENG here, that will convert it to scientific notation. If you again press, okay, if you again press this ENG here, okay, nag-move yung ating decimal point, as you can see here. And we have this, if you press again, okay, it will move to the right. Okay, press that, it will move again to the right. And if you press shift and press again ENG, babalik siya guys. And you press shift and ENG, ayan, babalik siya dun sa left. And so on and so forth. So that's how you convert a number into scientific notations. Okay, let's go to fractions and decimals. Okay, so for example, you have this number 56 divided by, I mean, we have here, let's say 1/2. Okay, so that is 1/2. And if you want to make that into decimal form, you just press this SD here. Okay, that will give you its decimal form. Okay, 0.5. So for example, you have here 3/4. Okay, press SD. Okay, and it will give you its decimal form. So that's how you convert fractions to decimals. And press again will revert back to the fraction. Okay, that's how you convert fractions to decimals. Okay, so going back to the calculator modes, okay, clear natin yung calculus, shift clear. Ayan. And if you press mode, ayan guys, makita mo dyan, meron tayong 8 modes. So one is for the default computation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That is the default setup or mode of your calculator. And number 2 is for complex. Okay? Complex numbers like imaginary numbers. So ginagamit yan guys sa advanced math. And you have here stat for statistics computations. You have mean. You have yung ating mga kinocompute statistics like standard deviation, Yung mga ganong part ng statistics. So for number 4, that is base n for base numbers. So decimals, binary, those are the problems na sinosolve ng base n. And for equation, pwede tayo mag-solve ng equation dito guys. Linear equations, quadratic equations, cubic equations. For 6, we have the matrix. And for 7, yung matrix guys sa advanced math ito. And kinocompute natin dito yung addition of matrix, multiplication of matrix, and we have the determinants. And for number 7, we have the table. Pwede tayong magawa ng table of values dito. And we have the vector. So, pwede tayong mag-add, subtract, mag-compute ng mga vectors dito or yung vector operations natin. Ginagamit yan guys sa advanced math pa din and sa physics or sa statistics ginagamit natin yan. So, those are the calculator modes. Okay, so ito na guys. First problem, solve natin. So, again guys, shift clear natin. Ayan. Shift clear lang natin. Shift clear. Clear all. So, ito guys, given that f of x is x cubed minus 2x squared plus 9x minus 8, evaluate f of 2 and f of negative 7. So, yung calculation nito guys, basically, isubstitute lang natin yung 2 dito sa mga x. Okay, sa equations natin. So, for example, so yung gagawin natin guys, input natin yung exact equation or yung exact expression dito sa calculator. So, sa calculator natin guys, pwede tayong maglagay ng mga variables dyan. For example, x, ito. As you can see in the calculator. So, alpha, press alpha para mapalabas natin yung variable. So, alpha x. And lalabas siya. Then, input lang natin guys, directly sa calculator yung ating expression. So, x cubed. Yan, that is 4 exponent. Okay, i-hover lang natin or i-navigate natin itong button sa gitna. And we have here minus 2x squared. So, alpha x, okay, squared. So, plus 9 alpha x minus 8. So, by the time you are watching this video, guys, I know you have your handouts and your PowerPoint and your ano. So, just refer to that para makasunod tayo, guys. So, we have here x cubed minus 2x squared plus 9x minus 8. So, after you input the expression, press lang natin guys yung CLC, baba ng shift. Then, tatanungin ka ni calculator, ano yung value ng x mo? Okay? So, sa first given, that is 2. Lagay mo 2. Then, press equals. So, it will give you the value of f of 2 in this expression. So, that is 10. So, sa choices, it's either A or C na lang yung pagpipilian natin. So, we need to find f of negative 7. Again, just press calc. What is the value of x? Negative 7 naman guys. Negative 7. Then press equals. It will give you negative 512. So the answer for this problem is letter C. So letter C guys. So this is yan. Ayan. Palitan natin yung kulay. Yung medyo stray yellow. Letter C. Okay, next problem tayo guys. So for this next problem, we have given that f of x is x raised to 6 plus 3x raised to 4 minus 5x squared minus 4x plus 8. Evaluate f of negative 1/2. Again guys, clear lang natin yung calculus. So every time we proceed to the next number, i-clear natin siya. So we have here x raised to 6. So alpha x raised to 6. So plus 3 alpha x raised to 4. Okay? Minus 5 alpha x squared minus 4x plus 8. Again guys, just press, okay? Review natin yung expression kung sakto or tama dun sa given. That's the strategy din guys. So, double check anything in your calculator before pressing equals. Okay, after you check kung tama, press calc and magtatanong ulit si calculator ano yung value ng x mo. So, that is negative 1/2. Okay, negative 1/2. So, equals lang natin guys. That gives you 573/64. So, that is letter D. Yun guys. So, we have this. Okay, we have this problem. So, shift clear. Ayan. Equals. Then we have here given that f of b is b minus b squared all over 1 plus b squared. Evaluate f of tangent x. So, dito guys, walang given na number. Gagawin natin, magta-trial and error tayo dito sa ating problem. Okay? So, for this problem, sinabi niya na kapag sinubstitute daw natin dito, okay, sa b, yung tangent x dapat equal siya sa isa dito. So, magta-trial and error tayo. Let's say, letter A. So, kapag sinubstitute natin si tangent x, okay, doon sa b, that will be, okay, fraction. So, tangent alpha x. Okay, substitute lang natin guys yung tangent dito sa b. So, tangent alpha x, we have here minus. So, that is tangent alpha x. Then, that is squared. Okay. And we have here 1 plus b squared. So, b is tangent x. So, that is tangent alpha x. So, that is squared. Square natin guys. So, that is squared. So, yung buong tangent, naka-square siya. So, again guys, if you are going to choose from the choices sa given natin, if you are going to solve for this, ang gagawin natin is that, so if b squared, b minus b squared all over b plus b squared and f of tan x, we have here tangent x minus, we have tangent x squared. Sinubstitute lang natin guys yung tangent dito. Ayan, all over, have here 1 plus, okay, tangent x. So, if we assume that yung answer natin is a letter A, okay, that will be, so assumption lang natin guys, no? Sin x times cosine x minus sin x. So, basically, we're going to try everything here until mag-equate siya. So, if you put a number, okay, or designate a value for x, dapat equal siya dito kapag dinesignate mo din yung value ng x dito sa part na right side. Kaya nga sila equal. Now, if you divide this by sin x both sides, this becomes tangent x minus tangent x squared all over 1 plus tangent x all over this expression, that is sin x times cosine x minus sin x quantity, that is equal to 1. So therefore, itetest natin yung mga, dinivide natin both sides by sin x times the quantity cosine x minus sin x. Okay, so that is 1. So basically, itatry natin lahat ng, okay, we will try all of the choices in this denominator, dapat mag-equal siya sa 1. Kung ano yung choices na dapat mag-equal sa 1, or kung ano yung choices na mag-equal sa 1, siya yung answer. So, let's try this letter A muna. So, input natin sa calculator. So, divided by, okay, divided by, you have here sin x, okay, sin alpha x, times, we have here cosine x, minus sin x. Ayan. So, press lang natin yung CALC. So, press CALC. Then, designate tayo ng value. Let's say 1. Okay? So, it gives you 1. So, meaning, yung letter A natin satisfies the condition na dapat equal siya sa 1 kung ito si tangent x equal dito sa ating letter A. So, therefore, the answer is letter A. Siya yung nag-equal sa 1. Ibig sabihin, if you substitute tangent x dito, and if you substitute tangent x dito sa letter A, it is equal. Therefore, yung ating simplified equation or expression is etong si letter A. Okay? So, let's proceed to our next problem. So, sa problem na to guys, we have here f of x is equal to 10 raised to x plus 1. Evaluate f of x plus 1 minus f of x. Okay, so ang gagawin natin guys, shift clear, clear all. So, let's try to, okay, try lang natin guys, mag-designate ng value for x. Okay, mag-assume tayo ng value sa x. So, let's say 2. Okay, so therefore, if x is 2, therefore, if we are going to use this, we have here 10 raised to x. Okay, we have here plus 1. So that is f of x. So if you press CALC, then let's say 2, if x is 2. So etong f of x, okay, f of x. So f of x that is 101. Okay, what about f of x plus 1, wherein x here is 2. Okay, x is 2. So what about f of x plus 1? So if f of x plus 1, that will become f of 2 plus 1. So equals 10 raised to 2 plus 1. Okay, plus 1. So yung x natin will be x plus 1. So let's compute that in our calculator. So that will be, okay, 10 raised to, you have here alpha x plus 1. That is f of x plus 1. And we have here plus 1. You press CLC and you input the same value kung ano in-input mo doon sa f of x. So that is 2 equals so 1,001. Okay? So f of x plus 1 minus f of x, which is f of 2. So that is 1,001 minus f of x or f of 2, that is 101. That will become 900. So therefore, dapat pag nag-substitute tayo ng value na 2 dito sa mga x na yan, dapat yung equivalent niya guys is 900. So let's try letter D. So obvious na meron siyang 9. So let's try this letter D. So that is 9 times, okay? 9 times 10 raised to x. So alpha x. So that is, so CLC again, then 2 yung value. So it will give you 900. So meaning, letter D satisfies the condition. So that is our final answer. Okay, let's proceed to our next problem. So evaluate f of 3, negative 2 if f of xy is 5x cubed, y squared minus 3x, y cubed plus 2xy minus 1. Okay, multiple variable na siya guys. So, lagay natin sa ating calculator. So, shift, clear, and all. Equals lang. Then, we have here, lagay natin guys. So, 5. So, alpha x Okay, so that is cube. So y squared, so alpha y, so squared. So minus 3xy cubed, 3x, so 3 alpha x, y cubed, so alpha y cubed. And we have here plus 2xy, alpha x, alpha y, and we have minus 1. Okay? So, calc natin guys. CLC, then ano daw yung x natin? X is 3 in the problem. So, 3. Ano daw yung y? Y is negative 2. Negative 2. So, equals lang. We have here 599. So, that is letter B. Ayun. So, let's proceed to our next problem. So, ganun guys, see, very fast lang yung solving natin kasi we are using our calculator. So, in the board exam, pag ganun yung lumabas guys, simply use your calculator. Ayan. So, let's proceed to the next problem. So, sa problem na to guys, we have, okay, so shift clear lang, shift 9 equals. Okay? So, simplify 5x all over 2x squared plus 7x plus 3 minus x plus 3 all over 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 plus 2x plus 1 all over x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, so simplify daw guys. So kung ma-manual solving natin to, it will take us time to do this. Okay, so calculator lang gamitin natin guys. So calculator technique, again, gawin natin, mag-substitute tayo ng value for x dito. So kung ano yung equivalent niya, dapat pag sinubstitute natin yung value ng x na yon sa any, okay, any one of this, and mag-equal din sa equivalent nito dun sa original problem, dapat siya na yung answer. Kasi nga, nasatisfy niya yung condition. So, lagay muna natin sa calculator. So, 5x all over 2x squared. So, plus 7x. Okay, plus 3. Ayan, medyo time consuming lang guys yung pag-input. Pero pag normal calculator to or yung actual, mas mabilis na. I'm using the emulator. So, I need to press or I need to hover it down on my mouse pad. So, we have here alpha x plus 3. So, in actual, mas mabilis nyo itong magagawa. So, 2 alpha x squared minus 3x minus 2. Okay, we have here plus 2 alpha x plus 1 all over, we have here x squared, alpha x squared plus x minus 6. So, press lang natin. Okay, so review lang natin guys. Review muna kung tama yung na-input natin. Okay, after you review, just click CLC, then mag-assume tayo ng value. So, let's say, assume natin is 2. So, any value guys, let's say 2. Or 1 na lang, 1. Okay, 1. So, equal. So, 1 siya. So, therefore, if you substitute 1 here, dapat 1 din yung equivalent niya. So, alin yung choices na kapag nag-substitute ka ng 1 is mag-equal din siya sa 1. So, it's very obvious guys, no? It is letter D. Okay, if you substitute 1 dito sa x, the equivalent of letter D is 1. So, therefore, let's say, okay, so, 4 all over, you have here alpha x plus 3. So, CLC guys, then, kanina yung sinubstitute natin is 1. And after you substitute 1, yung equivalent niya dapat 1 din. If 1 yung equivalent nito, ibig sabihin, si letter D na yung hinahanap nating answer. Ayan guys, so 1 yung letter D, therefore, it is the final answer for this problem. Yan guys, no, if you really know the concept, mas magiging madali pa rin yung calculator technique natin kasi nakabase lang naman siya dun sa ating manual solving. Mas nagiging madali lang kasi ginagamitan natin guys ng calculator. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So clear lang natin guys, shift clear. Yeah, AC. So we have here guys, 3x plus 8 all over 7 is equal to x plus 4. So sa ating calculator, type lang natin siya. So 3x alpha x plus 8 all over 7. Okay, equals guys, kapag mag-input tayo ng equals, just press this alpha, then CLC. So it will give you the equal sign. And we have here x, so alpha x plus 4. So after you input the exact equation, just press shift and solve. Okay, shift solve. So equals lang, it will give you the value for x, which is negative 5. Ganun guys, no? Sobrang dali lang if you're using your calculator. So let's proceed to our next problem. So solve for x in this equation. So 8x minus 4 times the quantity 2x plus 1 is equal to 3 times the quantity 2 minus x minus 9. Okay, so sa ating calculator, ilagay lang natin siya guys, no? So we have here shift, clear, and 3. So we have here 8x. So 8 alpha x minus 4, okay, comma, or parenthesis, I mean. So you have here 2 alpha x plus 1, and we have equals, so alpha equals, and we have 3 times 2 minus x, 2 minus x, minus 9. Okay, shift solve natin guys, shift solve. Okay, equals lang. So it will give you 0.3333. So, yung answer natin, that is 1/3. Okay, so 0.33333. So that's rational, so 1/3 siya. So let's proceed guys to our next problem. So find the value of x in this equation. 2 raised to 5 times 8 cubed is equal to 2 raised to 3x. Okay, so input lang natin guys, 2 raised to 5. Okay, times, you have here 8 cubed, and that is equal, so alpha equals, so 2 raised to 3x, so 3 alpha x. Okay, so let's try solving. So shift, solve. So equals lang guys. So it will give you the answer for this problem. So that is 4.67. So in fraction, that is 14 over 3. So that is letter B. Okay, let's proceed to our next problem. So if 2x squared plus 4xy plus y squared equals 0, find the value of y when x is negative 1. Okay guys, so clear lang natin yung calculator. So shift 9, clear all. Okay. So input natin sa calculator yung ating equation. So 2 alpha x squared, okay, plus 4xy, 4xy, and we have plus y squared, and that is alpha equals, that is 0. Okay? So after you do that, ang hinahanap natin dito guys is the value of y when x is negative 1. So lalagyan natin guys ng comma dito. So shift, comma, then ano yung hinahanap natin? Find the value of y. Lagay natin yung y. So alpha y. Then we have here shift, solve. So what is the value of x? Sa problem, sinabi na yung value ng x is negative 1. So lagay natin guys, negative 1. So equals natin. Solve for y. So we have here 0.5857. Okay? Or 0.586. So sa ating choices, we have here letter A may 0.586 and letter D may 0.586. So ang answer natin it's either A, B, or D. But in the equation, naka y squared siya guys. So, ibig sabihin quadratic, it has two values. So yung ating first value na 0.586 for letter A, isa lang. So eliminated na siya. So dapat dalawa yung answer natin. So if you press shift solve, okay, kapag we have here x negative 1 equals lang. Okay, kapag naglagay ka dyan ng 0 guys, yung ilalabas niyang answer is yung malapit sa 0, which is 0.586. So again guys, if you press shift solve, okay, if you input here the value 0, yung ibibigay niya sa'yo yung malapit sa 0. Okay, now, if you press shift solve, okay, equals lang, and you input here a value that is nearer or nearest to the other values, let's say 3, it will give you the answer or the value of x, of y that is nearer to 3. So that is 3.414. Okay, pag nag-shift solve tayo guys, maglalagay tayo ng limit kung ano yung kukunin niyang answer, kung saan siya pinakamalapit. Okay? So for us to get the other values. So we have here 3.414. So that is letter B. So here we are guys to our next problem. So if 3xy minus 5x plus 2y cubed minus y equals 0, find the value of x when y is 4. So dito guys sa problem na to, yung hinahanap natin is yung x na, hindi na yung y. So may value na yung y natin. So shift clear lang guys, shift clear, then all equals. So lagay natin. So we have here 3xy alpha x alpha y minus 5x, and we have plus 2y cubed, 2y cubed, okay, and we have minus y. So alpha equals, so 0. So dito guys, yung ating variable na x is only first degree. So ibig sabihin, meron lang siyang isang value. So we have here, yung hinahanap natin guys is x. So lagay mo yung comma. So shift, comma. Then lagay mo yung variable na hinahanap natin. So that is x. So alpha x. Then press natin yung shift solve. Ano daw yung value ng y natin? So that is 4. So equals lang natin. Equals. That will give you negative 17.7 as the value for x. So this is our next problem. So find the values of x and y in the simultaneous linear equations. So dito guys, meron tayong dalawang equation, dalawang unknown which are x and y. Okay? So clear lang natin guys, shift clear. So all. Then we have this. So kapag ganun guys, find the values of x and y, yung kadalasang ginagawa natin is by substitution or by elimination. So dito guys, calculator lang gagamitin natin. So we have here, press lang natin guys yung mode. Then punta tayo guys sa equation. Okay, so 5. So here, we have the first degree equation, so linear, that is number 1. So notice here guys na yung constant natin dapat nasa right side of your equal sign. So, ibig sabihin, dapat lahat ng ating equation, bago tayo mag-calculator technique, dapat nakaganitong form. So, ax plus by plus c. So, yung a sub n is the coefficient of your x, b sub n is your coefficient of y, and c sub n is your coefficient, or the constant. C of n is the constant. So, ito guys, change lang natin yung form niya. So, itong equation na yan, magiging 3x plus 2y. Okay, add tayo ng 1 both sides, magiging equals 1. Okay, so ginawa lang natin yung form na ax plus by is equal to c. So, after you press, okay, mode, We have here equation, mode 5, and that is number 1. So, dito lalagay lang natin yung coefficient. Okay, so what is the coefficient of x in the first equation? So, that is 5. 5 equals, so what is the coefficient of y in the first equation? So, negative 7. Negative 7. And we have the constant as 3. 3 yung constant natin. Then, for second equation, we have the coefficient for x, that is 3. The coefficient for y, that is 2. And the constant, that is 1. Okay, lagay lang natin guys. Equals lang natin, that is for x, 13/31. So, sa choices, letter A or B. So, let's find out what is the value for y. So, that is negative 4/31. So, 13/31, letter A. And we have here y as negative 4/31. So, yung answer natin guys for this problem is letter A. So, let's go to our next problem. So, find the values of x and y in the equation. Okay? So, this is simultaneous linear equation. So, yung gagawin natin guys, so ano yung pinakamadaling gawin in this problem? So, that is, okay, so clear lang natin. So, in this problem, yung pinakamadaling gawin is by using your substitution. Pero gagamitin natin guys, shift solve. So, kasi itong 3x minus 5 all over 2 is equal to y minus 2 all over 10 is not actually in the standard form na ax plus by is equal to c. So, mag-solve pa tayo if you are going to use your calculator technique. Okay? So, pwede natin gawin guys, eto. Pwede natin yung x in terms of y nito. So, that is, so x or y na lang. So, y in terms of x. So, y is equal to, okay, so that is, so add tayo ng 9 both sides. So, 9. Subtract tayo ng x both sides. So, minus x. So, y is equal to 9 minus x. So, etong y, substitute lang natin dito sa first equation. Then, mag-shift solve tayo. So, that becomes 3x minus 5 all over 2 is equal to 9 minus x minus 2. Okay, substitute natin doon yung value. All over 10. Then, ito guys, shift solve natin. So, we have this. So, we have 3 alpha x minus 5 all over 2. And that is alpha equals. So, what is the value for y? So, that is 9 minus x. So, 9 minus x. So, alpha x. And we have here minus 2. Okay, all over, that is 10. So, shift solve lang natin guys, shift solve. So, equals lang, x value is 2. Okay? So, sa ating choices, clearly, letter D yung answer natin. Okay? Since x is 2, wala nang ibang x na 2 dito. So, solve pa rin natin si y. So, using this second equation, that is, so, alpha x, okay? Alpha x plus y, okay, plus y minus 9. So, alpha equals, so 0. So, yung value ng x natin is 2. So, shift, comma. We have here, y yung hahanapin natin. So, alpha y. Okay? So, shift solve. Ano yung value ng x? So, that is 2. Okay, equals lang natin since naka-input na siya dun. So, the value for y is, we have 7. So, therefore, x is 2 and y is 7. Letter D. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So, solve the simultaneous linear equations, 8x plus 3y plus z equals 17, negative 2x minus y plus 9z equals 23, x minus 4y minus 6a is equal to negative 25. So dito guys, we have three equations, three unknown. So if you are going to use their calculator to solve that, okay, so shift clear lang muna natin guys, shift clear. Okay, punta tayo guys sa mode again, tapos sa equation, so number 5. So dito, yung 3 equations, 3 unknown is yung number 2 natin. So ax plus by plus cz equals the constant. Okay, so clearly yung ating form is okay na siya. So input na lang tayo guys ng mga coefficient natin na a sub n, b sub n, c sub n, and yung constant na dn. Okay, so press natin number 2 and input the coefficients. So for the first equation, yung coefficient ng x is 8 equals. Yung coefficient ng y is 3. Coefficient ng z, that is 1. Z lang siya. So the constant is 17 equals. So for the second equation, that is for x, negative 2. And we have for y, that is negative 1. And for the coefficient of z, that is 9 kasi 9z siya. So 9. For the constant, we have 23. Okay, for the third equation, we have the coefficient for x as 1 since x lang siya. For y, yung coefficient na is negative 4 equals, and for z, yung coefficient niya is negative 6. And the constant, finally, that is negative 25. Okay, press lang natin guys yung equals. The value for x is 1. The value for y is 2 and the value for z is 3. So 1, 2, 3. So letter A yung answer natin. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So you have this 2,000 kilograms of steel containing 8% nickel is to be made by mixing a steel containing 14% nickel with another steel containing 6% nickel. So how much of the steel containing 0.14% nickel is needed? So basically guys, this is a mixture problem in our algebra. So sa problem guys, sabi, yung 2,000 kilogram, okay? 2,000 kilogram of steel containing 8% nickel is to be made. So that is equal by mixing a steel. Okay, by mixing a steel. So hindi natin alam. A steel containing 14% nickel with another steel. Yung another steel is Y na may 6% nickel. Okay, so that is our first equation. Okay, so of course, yung ating steel is composed of those two steel na dapat yung equivalent niya is 2,000 kilogram. So, if you add the masses of that steel na may 14%, which is X, and if you add the mass of that Y na may 6% nickel, that is equivalent to 2,000 kilogram. So, yung ating second equation will be X plus Y equals 2,000 kilogram. So, we have here two equations, two unknown. So, itong percentage, guys, convert lang natin yun to decimal. So, that is 2,000 times 0.08, okay, equals, so 14%, so 0.14 x plus 6% natin, guys, that is 0.06, okay, y. So, we have these two equations. So, x plus y equals 2,000. Yun guys, i-simplify lang natin siya or ilagay natin siya sa calculator. So we have this equation. So basically, in this problem, yung hinahanap natin ay, okay, clear lang natin, the steel containing 14% nickel. So yung X dito. So that is for the 14%. And for the 6% nickel, so yun yung steel sa Y. Okay, so input lang natin guys sa calculator. So you have here mode. Okay, equation. Two equations, two unknown siya guys. So that is for number 1. So lagay natin yung coefficient ng x sa first equation. That is 0.14. 0.14 equals for y that is 0.06 and the constant is eto 2000 times 0.08. So 2000 times 0.08. So dito guys, hinahap natin is x. So for the second equation, what is the coefficient of x? That is 1. Coefficient of y, that is 1. And we have the constant as 2000. So equals lang natin guys. X is 500 kilograms. And y of course is 1,500. So a total of 2,000. So hinahap natin guys is x. So 500 kilograms. So that is letter A. Okay, let's proceed to our next problem. So find the roots of 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. So ito guys, quadratic equation na siya. So same thing guys, we are going to use the mode equation. Okay, so shift clear lang. Clear natin guys yung calculator. So we have here mode equation pa din guys, so 5. Then for quadratic, as you can see here, that is number 3. So ax squared plus bx plus c. So a natin, the coefficient of yung naka-square. Yung b natin is yung coefficient nung first degree, which is x. And dito, yung c natin is the constant. Okay? So number 3. Lagyan natin yung coefficient. So that is for x squared, that is 2. For 3x, that is 3, yung coefficient niya. And for the constant, that is 1. So equals lang natin guys. Yung ating first root is negative 1/2. The second root is negative 1. Okay? So, kapag yung form natin, yung constant nasa right side, ilipat natin siya guys sa left side. Kasi yung ating form here, you press mode equation, yung ating expression, as you can see, yung constant na c is nandun siya guys sa left side. Kumbaga, i-move natin siya kung nandun siya sa right side. So dito, okay na. Wala na tayong dapat baguhin dyan. Kasi nasa loob na siya. So that is, yung final answer natin is negative 1/2 and negative 1. So for the, okay, ulitin lang natin. The coefficient for x squared is 2. Coefficient for 3x, that is 3. And the constant, that is 1. Equals lang natin, negative 1/2 and negative 1. So that is letter A. Okay guys, let's proceed to our next problem. So sa problem na to guys, as you can see here, so if you press, okay, clear lang muna natin guys, clear the calculator. So if you press, okay, clear natin. Okay, if you press mode equation for quadratic, that is number 3. Yung ating constant nasa loob guys, nasa left side. So ito nasa right side siya. So dapat yung form niya, okay, yung form ng ating equation should be 12x squared minus 7x. Okay, so itong negative 1, lipat natin sa loob, that will become plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so pwede natin input yung mga coefficients. So number 3 for quadratic. So for x squared, yung coefficient niya is 12. You can see here. Equals. So for b, that is negative 7. And for the constant, that is 1. So press lang natin guys, equals. That is 1/3. Okay, then x sub 2 is 1/4. So we have here, yan yung roots natin. So x equals 1/3 and we have here x equals 1/4. So ito transpose mo yan guys, that becomes x minus 1/3 equals 0. Then we have here x minus 1/4 equals 0. Okay? So ito, simplify natin yan guys. Mag-multiply tayo ng 3 both sides. That becomes 3x minus 1 equals 0. Then we have this. Itong second equation, multiply ka ng 4 both sides. That becomes 4x minus 1 equals 0. So therefore, the factors are 3x minus 1, okay, and 4x minus 1. So that is equal to 0, or we have this that is equal to this expression. Okay? So 12x squared minus 7x plus 1. So that is your answer. So 3x minus 1 times the quantity 4x minus 1. So that is letter C. So here we are guys to our next problem. So shift clear lang natin. Shift clear and all and equals and AC. So we have here a cubic equation. So 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 11x minus 6 equals 0. So for that guys, okay, mode equation pa din, mode equation. Then for cubic, we have this. So number 4 siya. So the position of the constant is nandun siya sa loob guys. So okay, ito ang ating equation. So input na lang tayo ng mga coefficient. So number 4 for cubic. So the coefficient of x cubed, that is 2. So the coefficient of 3x squared, that is 3. The coefficient for negative 11x, that is negative 11, equals. And for the constant, that is negative 6. Equals lang guys, then press equals. X is negative 3. So it's either B and D na lang. What is the second value? That is 2. So, negative 3, 2. So, letter D yung answer natin, guys. And, confirm lang natin if negative 1/2 yung isa. Okay, negative 1/2 yung isang value. So, that is letter D. So, let's proceed to our next problem. So, if negative 1, 2, and 6 is a factor of a cubic equation, what is the equation? Okay, guys, yung ating method dito is trial and error tayo dito sa ating problem. Okay? So, let's try letter B or letter A lang muna. If we try letter A, dapat yung roots natin is negative 1, 2, 6 para maging answer siya. So, if hindi, hindi siya answer. Okay, so for letter A, okay, clear lang natin guys, shift clear. We have here mode equation and 4 for cubic. So, for letter A, yung kanyang coefficient is negative 1 for x cubed. For x squared, yung coefficient niya is 6. We have here 6 equals. Then for C, that is 2. And for the constant, that is 3. Okay, equals lang natin. Let's verify. So, x1 is 6 point something. So, basically, hindi na talaga siya answer. So, hindi siya yung hinahanap natin. So, dapat yung root natin is negative 1, 2, and 6. So, if x cubed, or if the answer is letter B, yung coefficient ng x cubed, that is 2. Okay, so trial and error tayo guys. Reverse engineering from the choices. So, for B, yung coefficient ng 7x squared, that is 7. Yung coefficient ng negative 4x, that is negative 4. And we have here the constant, that is 12. Equals lang natin. Okay, so clearly hindi na siya answer. So, hindi nag-satisfy negative 1, 2, 6. So, let's try letter C. Ayan, so, tsambahan lang guys kung ano yung matry nyo na talagang siya na yung answer. So, mas makakatipid kayo ng oras. So, for C, yung coefficient ng x cubed, that is 1. Yung coefficient ng negative 7x squared, that is negative 7. Okay, so for letter or for x, that is 4, so equals. And for d, which is the constant, that is 12, equals lang. So 6 for x, 2, and finally negative lang. So negative 1, 2, and 6. So those are the values of our x. So nagsatisfy yung letter C. So letter C is the answer for this problem. So we have here guys composition of a function. So basically guys, yung composition of a function is yung function within a function. So sa problem na to, f of x is equal to 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 1. And if g of x is 4x squared minus 5x plus 5, evaluate f of g of negative 5. So, from the inner muna tayo guys. So, yung g of negative 5, i-evaluate muna yan. And after you evaluate that, yung value nung g of negative 5, siya yung isasubstitute natin sa f of x. Okay? So, input lang natin yung value ng g of x. That is 4x squared minus 5x. Okay, minus 5x plus 5. Okay, so CALC, substitute natin yung value ni negative 5. So, negative 5 equal. So, that is 130. Okay, 130 siya guys. So, etong value ng 130, pwede mo siyang i-store guys sa calculator natin. So, let's say, shift store. Okay, so A. So, basically, yung 130 natin, nakastore siya doon sa, nakastore siya doon sa ating A. So, if you press AC and if you press alpha A, it will give you the value of your, 130. So, sa problem na to, na-evaluate natin yung f of g of negative 5, that is 130. Okay? So, g of negative 5 is 130. So, therefore, ito, f of 130. So, basically, i-substitute natin yung 130 doon sa ating mga x. Okay? To evaluate f of 130. So, using our calculator, so yung ating 130 nakastore na siya sa A. So, palitan lang natin yung x dito ng A para diretso na. So, 3 alpha A, okay, cube. And we have here plus 2 alpha A. Remember na yung value ng A natin is 130. So, pwede mo na siyang ilagay dun sa x natin. So, f of 130. Just substitute 130 to the x here. Okay, 2A squared minus A, so alpha A. Ayun. And plus 1. Equals lang guys. No need for calc kasi may value na yung A natin. Equals lang. That gives you this value. So, 6,624,671. So, basically, that is letter D. Yun. So, let's proceed to our next problem. So, f of x equals 5x squared minus 3x. Evaluate f of 1. Okay? So, apat na beses tayong mag-substitute ng function. Okay? So, we have here, input lang natin guys yung function. Shift, clear lang, and 3. Bibilang mo yung f, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 4 times tayo mag-substitute. So, 5 alpha x squared minus 3x. Okay? So, if we calc, so that is function of 1. So, 1. So, that's the first time na nag-evaluate tayo. So, 1. So, calc. What's the value for yung kanina na nakuha natin? So, that is 2. And, that is the second time na nag-evaluate tayo. So, calc ulit. Ano yung value kanina? That is 14. The third time. So, for the fourth time, yung value ng x is 938. So, calc 938 or yung answer. So, that gives us 4 4,396,406. Okay, so that's how you compute, guys. So, just press calc. Ulitin natin. Yung first value natin is 1. Function of 1 sa loob. Okay, 2. So, calc lang natin yung answer kanina. Equals. Okay, calc lang natin yung answer kanina. Equals the third time. So, the fourth time, calc natin yung answer kanina. Okay, so that is 4,396,406. So, letter B. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So find the ninth term in the sequence whose general term is 3 raised to n plus 2. Okay, so sa ating calculator, okay, clear natin guys. Then sa problem, sabi find the ninth term of the sequence whose general term is 3 raised to n plus 2. So yung n natin is the number of terms. So hinahanap natin dito guys is the ninth term. So basically, just input the equation. So 3 raised to n. Yung n natin guys, palitan lang natin ng variable. So that is x. Kasi wala naman tayong n sa ating calculator. So 3 raised to x plus 2. So substitute lang natin yung 9 dito sa n. So that is the ninth term. So calc lang guys. Then what is the value of x? So 9. So equals lang. That is 19,685. So letter B. So here we are guys to our next problem. So find the ninth term of the Fibonacci sequence. So recall lang natin guys kung paano natin kinukuha yung mga term ng Fibonacci sequence. So yung first term is 1. Okay, recall lang natin. First term is 1. The second term is 1 also. And if you add these two, that will become 2. So add natin yung dalawang proceeding, that is 1 plus 2, that is 3. So and so on and so forth. So that's how you get the term of a Fibonacci sequence. So dito guys, if we let this first value as x, so kumbaga naglo-loop lang yung ating pag-add. So if you add 1 plus 1 here, that becomes 2. If you add 1 plus 2 here, that becomes 3. And if you add 2 plus 3 here, that gives us the next value, which is 5. And 3 plus 5, that is 8. 5 plus 8, 13. And so on hanggang 9. So 9, pwede mo siyang isolve manually, but we can use our calculator. Okay guys? So here, if your first term is represented by x and your second term is y, then your third term can be represented by another variable, let's say m. So therefore, m is equal to x plus y. Now, if you are going to get 3, etong value na to, parang mamumove siya. So, eto na yung magiging x mo, eto na yung magiging y mo, and yung resulting mo, magiging m. Okay, so yung loop natin, yung loop command sa ating calculator is, so m is equal to x plus y. That's how we get the term. Ina-add lang natin yung dalawang nauna to get the next term. So, if you're going to loop that, ilo-loop natin. And so, yun yung symbol natin, yung dalawang dots. Okay? So, yung x dito magiging y. So, that will become x equals y. And then, that for loop. And yung y dito magiging m. So, that is y is equal to m. So, input lang natin ito guys sa calculator natin. Okay? So that becomes, so m, so alpha m, okay, alpha equals, so x plus y. So alpha x plus alpha y. So nyo lang guys yung nasa calculator ko. So we have here, so if you are going to input that loop symbol, so that is alpha, then itong ma-integral. Ayan. So we have here, x equals y, alpha x. So, alpha equal, so that is y, alpha y. Then, loop natin. And that is y is equal to m. So, alpha y. Then, alpha equals. And that is m. Yan, guys. So, you have here this value. So, plus lang natin yung CLC. So, what is the value for the first term? So, that is x is 1. First term. What's the second term? Second term is 1, also 1. So therefore, the third term is 2. So third term yun. So equals lang natin to get the fourth term na m. Okay? So that is the third term, 2. Okay, equals lang. What is m? Okay, m is 3. That is the fourth term. Okay, equals lang natin guys. Equals hanggang mag-m siya. Okay, m is 5. So that is your fifth term. Okay? Okay, equals lang natin hanggang lumabas yung m. Sixth term na yan. Sixth term is 8. Equals lang guys. Ayan. Seventh term is 13. And we have here, eighth term is 21. Equals lang guys. And you have here the ninth term, which is 34. So the ninth term is 34. Okay? So that's how you compute or you solve the terms of a Fibonacci sequence. So since in-add lang siya, we can use this loop command. Okay? If you're going to get the 10th term, equals lang guys, hanggang lumabas ulit yung m. M is 55. So that is your technique for the Fibonacci sequence. So let's proceed to our next problem. So find the 29th term in the sequence 1, 5, 9, 13, and so on. Okay, so ito guys, this is an arithmetic progression since meron tayong common difference. So as we can see here, yung common difference natin is 4. So 1 plus 4, 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. So hinahanap natin is yung 29 term. So pwede tayo guys gumamit ng calculator technique or yung manual solving. So, pinakamadaling paraan guys is yung calculator technique natin. So, i-clear lang natin guys, shift clear. Okay. So, we have here shift clear, clear all, equals lang natin. Then, if you are going to solve for arithmetic progression, click mode, and punta tayo ng stat. And for linear, so arithmetic progression is linear, dun tayo sa number 2. So, a plus bx guys. So, that is linear. So, number 2. So, notice here guys, meron tayong x and y. Okay? So, yung x natin will correspond to the position. So, kung pang ilang term siya. So, let's say the first term, okay, is, as the first term. So, y natin is the value of the term. So, the first term here is 1. Okay, equals. The second term is 5. Okay, so yung rule guys, dapat meron kang 2 sets of values. Okay, pwede mo naman dagdagan basta yung ating minimum is 2 sets of values. So let's say the third term is 9. Okay? Okay, after you input those values, okay? Press lang natin yung AC. Okay, so shift, stat, then regression. So number 5. So we are going to get the 29th term. Okay, so kung ano yung pang 29th na term, so that is y value. So click lang natin yung y, so that is 5. So lagay natin sa katabi niya the 29. Okay, equals natin. Okay, that is 113. So the 29th term is 113. Okay, so that is letter B. So, proceed tayo guys sa ating next problem. So, in the sequence 189, 183, 177, what term is negative 141? Okay? So, notice here na decreasing siya. So, negative yung kanyang common difference. Okay? So, that is negative 6. So, 189 minus 6, that is 183. 183 minus 6, that is 177. And anong term daw? Pang ilang terms si negative 144? So, again guys, press mode and stat. Okay, so number 2 for arithmetic progression. So, etong x again is the kung pang ilang term. Okay, so yung y natin is kung ano yung term. So, the first term, so 1 is, the first term is 189. So, minimum of 2 sets of data. So, isa pang data guys. So, it's either you input the second term or the third term. So let's say the third term. Okay guys, pwede ka maglagay dito kahit na hindi siya magkasunod, no? Kahit hindi magkasunod na first and second, basta kung ano yung given. So sa problem, given ng first, second, and third term. So let's say the third term is 177. Okay? Okay na yan guys. Pwede na natin gamitin yan to get kung pang ilang terms si negative 144. So press AC, then shift, stat, so 1, then regression, then hinahanap natin in the sequence what term is negative 141. So that is, hinahanap natin dito kung pang ilang term. So that is x. So that is 4. So lagay natin yung value. So negative 141. So equals lang natin. So that is 56 term. So si negative 141 is pang 56 siya na term. So that is letter D. Okay guys, so ganun lang guys kabilis pag mag-solve tayo ng progression, di ba? So kung imamano-mano natin siya or manual solving, talagang aabutin tayo ng matagal since mag-compute pa tayo using the formulas. Okay, so sa board exam, very advisable na gamitin na lang natin yung calculator technique since sobrang bilis mag-solve ng progression if you're using your calculator. Okay guys, so the fourth term of an arithmetic progression is 16 and the 30th term is 120. What is the 22nd term? Okay, so mode again, mode stat. Okay, number 2 for progression arithmetic. Then for that, the fourth term, so the fourth term is 16 equals, and we have the 30th term equals, that is 120. Okay, equals. So, what is the 22nd term? So, yung hinahap natin guys, kung ano yung term. So, that is y. Okay, so AC, shift, stat, regression, so number 5. Then, y hat. Okay, so number 5. So, that is the 22nd term. So, what is the value of y when x is 22? So, 88. So, therefore, the 22nd term is 88. So, let's proceed guys to our next problem. So, find the sum of the first 45 terms of the sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on. Okay, so ano yung sum ng first 45 terms? Okay, so how can we do that? Okay, so clear lang muna ng calculator guys. So, shift clear. So, we have here mode, stat, 3, and progression tayo. So, that is arithmetic progression number 2 since linear siya. So, find the sum of the first 45 terms. So, input tayo ng minimum of 2 sets of data. So, the first term, 1 equals. So, that is 1. So, the second term, that is, okay, 3. Okay, so okay na siya guys. So, kahit wag mo nang i-input yung remaining. Okay, it's either you input the first and second, the second and third, the third and fourth, as long as you input here 2 sets of data. Okay na yan guys. So, after that, press AC. Then, press summation. Since we are going to get, okay, we are going to get the sum. So, summation guys, you have this, summation. Okay, so shift logarithm. So, that is summation. Lagay natin alpha x. Okay, sa katabi ng alpha x, lagay natin yung y hat. So, ito yung parang program natin na gagamitin to get the sum. So, shift stat, regression, so y hat. Then, lagay tayo ng comma, shift, comma, ayan. Then, we are summing up to 45th term. So, that's from the first term, comma, up to 45th term. So, remember this pattern guys. So, summation x, y hat. Then, dito lagay mo yung kung hanggang saan ka nagsasum. So, from the first term to 45th. So, comma, 1, comma, 45. So, equals lang natin. That gives you the sum, okay, of 2025. Okay, so that is letter D. So, ganun lang guys, no? Hindi na natin need gumamit ng formula pag sa board exam. Pag na kalimutan mo yung formula, as long as you know the calculator technique, pwede mong masolve yung problem. Okay, so let's proceed to the next problem. So find the sum of all integers between 300 and 800 that are exactly divisible by 7. Okay, ano daw yung sum ng lahat ng integers between 300 and 800 na divisible by 7? So in order for us to get the number na nearest sa 300, so let's say the number is 301. Okay, ano yung nearest number sa 300? 301. Is 301 divisible by 7? Okay, so let's try 301. Okay, ano lang natin muna? Shift 9. Clear all. So let's just first clear our calculator. And is 301 divisible by 7? Okay, so divisible siya. Walang remainder. So therefore, the first term is 301. So the second term is dapat divisible by 7. So mag-add tayo ng 7 dito. So 301 plus 7, that is 308. So that is your second term. So since this is from 300, between 300 to 800, ano yung number na nearest sa 800 na divisible by 7? So if you try 799, so 799, so 800 is not included since between 800 yung hinahanap. So 799 divided by 7, hindi siya divisible by 7, meron tayong remainder. Okay? So let's try 798. 798 divided by 7. Okay, whole number. Therefore, yung last term natin is 798. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung term na yan. So in order to get the sum, okay, in order to get the sum, that is summation x, okay, y bar, comma, 1 up to n. So ano yung n natin? Kukunin natin yung n using our calculator. Okay, so dalawang caltech yung gagamitin natin. Get the position ng 798. Okay, sa calculator, x siya. Okay, x yan sa calculator. So, what is the position of 798? So, dito sa calculator, mode again, stat. Okay. Then, we have here number 2. Then, for the first term is, okay, 301 equals, okay, and the second term, of course, is 308 since dapat divisible by 7. So, mag-add lang tayo ng 7 sa 301. So, that is 301 plus 7. Okay, 308. So, hanapin natin kung pang ilang term si 798. Okay, so that is x, di ba? So, AC, shift, stat, 5, and number 4. So, pang ilang term si 798 equals lang. So, 72nd term. So, pang 72 pala, ito si 798, 72nd term. So, therefore, ito yung maging calculator technique natin. So, 2 up to 72. Ayan. So, we have this expression. So, find the sum. So, we have here, easy lang muna, shift logarithm for summation, alpha x, lagay natin itong expression, then lagay natin yung y hat. Shift stat, regression, y hat, so 5. Then, comma, so comma 1, okay, comma, that is 72. Okay, equals lang. That gives you the value of 39,564. So that is the sum of all the integers between 300 and 800 that are exactly divisible by 7. So 39564. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So, geometric progression naman tayo, guys. Okay? So, clear lang natin yung calculator. Shift clear. Equals. So, find the 27th term of the geometric progression 3, 6, 12, and so on. Okay, so same thing, guys. Mode stat. Ayan. And for geometric, ito yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, may power siya. A dot bx, b raised to x. So, yan yung form ng ating geometric equation. So, number 6. So, again guys, x is the position, kung pang ilang term siya. Y is the value. Okay? So, the first term is, we have here 3 equals. The second term, so equals lang. The second term is 6. Okay, so kahit wag mo nang ilagay yung third term. Okay na to guys. So we have here geometric progression since na meron siyang common ratio. So in this problem, ano yung common ratio niya? That is 2. So 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 2, 12. Okay. So press AC. Then press Shift Stat again. Regression, we are finding here the 27th term. So that is y. What is the term? So y yon. So 5. So what is the 27th term? So 27y hat equals. So that is 201,326,592. So letter C. So let's proceed to our next problem. So what is the sum of the first 10 terms of the geometric progression 2, 8, and 32? So same thing lang guys, no? Sa process ng arithmetic progression. Pero pag nag-mode tayo, mode stat tayo, hindi na 2. So number 6 na yung pipiliin natin. Ayan. So the first term is, first term, so either you use the first term, second, or second and second term and third term. Okay, pwede yan. First term and third term as long as dalawang sets of data. So first term 1, that is x1 kasi first term, and the second term is 8. Okay, so the first term is 2 equals, the second term is 8. So press AC, then sum tayo guys, no? Sum. So press natin yung shift log that gives you the summation and alpha x and the y bar. So shift stat regression 5 y bar. Ayan. So comma first 10 terms. So from the first term to the 10th term. So equals lang. That gives you 699,050. Okay, so that is letter D. Okay guys, so we have here our next problem. So this is an application again. This is clock problem. So how many minutes after 1 o'clock will the hands of the clock be perpendicular for the first time? Okay guys, so yung hinahanap natin is yung time daw na magiging perpendicular yung hour hand and minute hand. Okay, between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So basically, this is after 1 o'clock. So if this is 12, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, yung hinahangap natin guys is yung time wherein yung hour hand is perpendicular. Okay? Is perpendicular to the minute hand. Okay? Minute hand. So, how can we do that using our calculator? Okay? So, we need another 2 sets of data. So, yung gagamitin natin guys is mode stat. Okay? So, we will use again, okay, clear lang natin, mode stat and number 2. Okay? So, yung linear pa din. So, dito, yung x natin will be the number of minutes and y is the angle. Okay, so we need two sets of data. So basically, ang given natin dito, if we are going to uh, plot it in our table, so that's x and y. So yung initial position natin will be 0 and the final position will be 60. Okay, so laging ganun guys yung ina-assume natin na position. Okay, so after 60 minutes, so that is at 2 o'clock. Okay, so how many minutes after 1 o'clock? So yung 1 o'clock natin, yung reference point natin. So if we are going to draw the position ng ating hour hand and minute hand at 1 o'clock, okay, tingnan natin siya sa clock. So at 1 o'clock, nandito siya guys. Ayan. So yung position guys ng minute hand is nahuhuli siya doon sa hour hand. So kapag nahuli yung uh, minute hand sa hour hand, yung ating angle is negative. So dito, at 0 minutes, that is, ang reference point natin is 1 o'clock. Okay, yung angle between the hour hand and minute hand is, ayan guys, so negative 30. Bakit negative 30? Since we have 12 dials there and yung whole rotation or revolution is 360. So 360 divided by 12 is 30. Since nahuhuli yung ating minute hand sa hour hand, this is angle negative 30. So negative yung angle niya since nauna yung hour hand. Okay? So, after 60 minutes, that is at 2 o'clock na guys, di ba? So, at 60 minutes, so this is 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, at 2 o'clock, so after 60 minutes, yung ating minute hand guys, nauna na siya. Iikot siya dyan hanggang pumunta siya doon sa 12 and finally maging 2 o'clock siya. Ibig sabihin, nadaanan na ni minute hand si hour hand. So, nauna na yung minute hand natin. So, what is the angle between the minute hand and the hour hand at 2 o'clock? So, that is, okay, so nabawasan lang ng dalawang dial yung 12 natin. So, that is 12 minus 2, okay, times yung 30 na angle kada space. So, that is 10 times 30. So, that is 300. Okay. So, that's how we derive the calculator technique. So, meron ding, ano guys, pattern or meron ding basis yung ating mga calculator technique. So, if you input that here, input natin dito. So, at 0 minutes, okay, that is, so equals lang natin, equals. So, that is, ang angle natin at 0 minute, that is negative 30. Since na yung ating minute hand is nahuhuli siya. So, negative 30 equals, sorry for that, that is, dito yung sa kabila. So, that is negative 30. So, equals. So, yung ating second position, that is after 60 minutes. So, after 60 minutes, guys, nauna na yung minute hand natin. Dinagpasan niya na yung hour hand. So, that is positive. So, ilan yung space between the hour hand and minute hand during that after 60 minutes? That is, okay, bilangin lang natin. If we count that manually, that is 10. Okay, 1 from this position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ayan. So, 12 minus 2 times 30. So, 10 times 30, that is 300. Okay. Meron na tayong values. So, hinap natin dito, guys, what is, okay, what is the time? So, that is x. When the clock, hands of the clock are perpendicular. Okay, press lang natin yung AC, then press natin yung shift, stat, regression. We are finding the hour, number of minutes, so that is x. Okay, so x bar. 4. So, sa katabi ng x bar, lagay natin yung angle kapag perpendicular. So, that is 90. Diba? 90. But since at this position, nauna, okay? Kung ma-imagine natin guys, nadaanan niya na eh. Kapag nag 90 degrees, nadaanan niya na yung R hand. Ibig sabihin nauna na si minute hand. Pag nauna si minute hand, that is positive. So, okay to guys, no? Kapag nahuli, negative. So, 90x bar. So, equals lang natin, that gives us 21.82 minutes. So, that is letter A. So, ganun guys yung pag-solve natin using our calculator. Okay? Okay, dito guys, let's proceed to our next problem. So, in how many minutes after 7 o'clock be the hands of the clock be directly opposite each other for the first time? So, yung technique guys, click mode and start. And number 2 for linear. So, that is always at 0 minutes and after 60 minutes. Okay? So, at 0 minutes, yung ating reference point is 7. So, ano yung angle natin at that position? So, ito yung technique guys, lagi niyong tatandaan na kapag 0 minutes, laging negative siya. Since na yung ating minute hand is approaching pa lang siya doon sa R hand. Ibig sabihin, lagi siyang nahuhuli at that initial position. So, ilang dials, okay, at 7 o'clock? Okay, that is 7. So, ilang angle kada dial? That is 30. So, 7 times negative 30. So, 7 times negative 30. So, always remember na kapag 0, laging negative yan guys. So, yun yung technique natin. Okay? So, kung ano yung time, i-multiply mo lang sa 30. Negative 30. For example, ang time na given is 7. So, 7 times negative 30. Okay? Yan. So, after 60 minutes, sana siya? Nandun na siya sa 8. Okay? So, that will be, ilang dials ang buo? So, 12. Kunin natin yung angle between 8 o'clock. So, 12 minus 8 times, yung dito naman guys, sa 60 minutes, lagi siyang positive. Since, of course, at 8 o'clock, nauna na yung R hand natin. Since from 7, di ba, from 7, tapos umikot siya ng 60 minutes, ibig sabihin, nadaanan niya na yung R hand. So, 12 minus 8 times 30 positive equals. So, yan na yung mga values natin, guys. So, dito, how many minutes after 7 o'clock will be the hands of the clock be directly opposite? Okay, directly opposite siya, guys. So, if you are going to draw that here, okay, so 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, for that, we have here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, after 7 o'clock, ano daw yung time? Okay? Na siya ay opposite. Okay, opposite to each other. So, as you can see, at this position, nahuhuli pa rin si minute hand. Ibig sabihin, negative yung angle natin dyan. Hindi pa niya nalalampasan ito eh. Hindi pa siya nakakaikot, di ba? So, yung angle natin dito is actually negative. So, what is the angle kapag directly opposite? So, straight line yan guys, yung angle natin dyan is theta yung angle natin represented by theta is negative 180 degrees. Okay? So, input natin dito. Hinanap natin is the time. Okay? So, x yun. So, after you input the values, so, press AC and shift. Okay, stat regression. So, x yung hinanap natin. So, 4. So, what is the angle? Negative 180. So, opposite. So, that is 5.45 minutes. So, letter C. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So at what time between 8 and 9 o'clock will the minute hand coincide with the hour hand? So hindi na tayo magsulat guys. Let's just input it in our calculator. So mode stat pa din. Then number 2. So at 0 and of course at 60. Okay, lagay natin sa calculator. Time between 8 and 9. So ang first position natin is 8 o'clock. Okay, 8 o'clock. 8 times laging negative guys yung tatandaan natin, no? So, kasi nandun pa lang siya sa initial position niya, approaching to the hour hand. Okay? Then, after 60 minutes, magiging, okay, that will become 12 minus 9. Okay, yung angle natin in between times, of course, that is 30 positive. Kasi nauna na siya. Okay, nadaanan niya na yung hour hand kapag mag-switch na siya to 9 o'clock. So, equals yan. AC lang natin. So, shift, stat, regression. So, ano yung hinahanap? Number of minutes. So, X yun. So, 4. So, analyze the problem again. They will coincide. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nag-coincide, magkapatong, ibig sabihin, ano yung angle natin pag magkapatong? That is 0. Okay, so 0 X bar. So, after 43 minutes, so 43.6. Okay, so letter B. So, ganun guys, kabilis mag-answer using calculator kapag clock problem, di ba? So, hindi ka na mag-lulong method. Let's proceed to our next problem. So, problem na to, again, clock problem. What time between 8 and 9 will the hands of the clock be perpendicular to each other for the first time? Okay? So, mode stat again. Okay, mode stat, that is 2. So, at time 0, again, pares lang yung data kanina. See, between 8 and 9. So, 60. Okay? That is 0. So, between 8. So, 8 times negative 30 equals, so 9 o'clock. So, that is 12 minus 9 times 30. Then, equals, okay, so lagyan natin ng parenthesis para hindi siya mag-math error. And we have this equals. And we have the data. So, AC lang. Then, shift, stat, regression. So, number 4 for the minutes. So, lagay natin, our hand be perpendicular. Minute hand and our hand is perpendicular for the first time. Again, guys, kapag for the first time, hindi pa niya nadadaanan yung our hand. So, this is, nahuhuli pa yung minute hand. So, negative. Perpendicular siya, so 90 degrees. So, negative 90. Equals lang natin, that is at 27.27. So, what time between? So, that is 8:27.27. So, we have this letter D. Okay, so we have here guys, tapos na sa algebra, we have our trigonometry. Again guys, shift clear natin, shift clear. And we have that. Okay. So, converting angles. So, this is degrees to radians. Okay. So, if you want to convert degrees to radians, click lang natin guys yung input natin yung angle. Okay. So, dito nakalagay, naka-degrees siya. Okay. So, kapag mag-convert tayo to radians, i-shift mode natin, shift mode, then convert that to radians. So, that is number 4. Okay? So, naka-radians na siya guys. So, may nakalagay dyan na R. So, if we input 316, so 316, we are going to convert this to radian. Click lang natin shift, answer. So, degree, radian, and gradient. Ayan, nakalagay dyan guys, DRG. So, tatlong units of angle, degrees, radian, and gradients. Gradients. So, we have here, shift answer. Ano yung, natin, ano yung given natin? Ano yung i-convert natin? Degrees. So, degrees yun. To radian, equals lang natin. So, that is 790. 79 pi over 45. Okay, so letter D. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So ganun guys, ang pag-solve natin from converting degrees to radian. So convert 9 pi over 35 to radian. So another unit of uh, angle. Okay, so before that, okay, clear natin yung calculator. Okay, so shift mode gradient. So number 5. Okay, so i-input natin ito guys. So 9 pi over 35. Okay, labas natin. Then, dapat ma-detect ng calculator kung ano ba yung kino-convert natin. So, press natin yung shift. Okay, answer. That is for degree, radian, and gradients. Okay, ano yung kino-convert natin? That is radian to gradian. So, 9 pi over 35 is a radian unit. So, that is 2. So, this 9 pi over 35 na radian, convert natin to gradian. Ayan, nakalagay sa calculator natin. Equals lang. That gives us 360 over 7. So, that is the answer. So, 9 pi over 35 is equal to 360 over 7 gradients. So, let's proceed to our next problem. So, we have here guys our next problem. So, if cosine 85 plus cosine 65 is equal to cosine theta, what is theta in radians? Okay, so input natin guys yung equation, then mag-shift solve tayo. Or pwede ka naman guys na mag-manual na lang to arc cosine or inverse cosine. So, hanapin natin yung theta, then yung theta i-convert natin to radians. Okay, so cosine 85, okay, plus cosine 65. So, alpha equals cosine alpha x. Okay? So, shift solve natin, guys. So, dito, if we input 0 here, notice na yung answer na makukuha natin is, ayan, sobrang laki niya. So, it is not the actual answer for this. So, if you press shift solve again, then maglagay tayo ng limit, let's say 10, para yung small value lang yung kunin niya, it will give you the real value of the answer. Okay, so it's the importance of making your calculator works faster by putting a limit after you shift solve para yung tamang value yung makuha niya. So 59 degrees guys. So what is the radian mode of 59 degrees? Okay, so gagawin natin. So AC lang. Yung answer natin guys, pwede natin i-store yan. So shift store. Okay, i-store natin sa A. Ayan, shift store A. So if you press alpha A and press equals, it will give you the value. Ayan. So AC, then convert to radian. So shift mode radian. Okay? So alpha A, yung angle natin kanina. So shift answer. So that is degree radian gradient. So ano yung angle kanina? That is degree. So that is 1. So if you press equals, that will give you the angle in radian. So that is 1.036. So that is letter A. So let's proceed to our next problem. So calculate. Okay, so clear lang natin yung calculate. Yan, calculate tangent 45 plus cosine pi over 6. Okay, so hindi parehas yung ating unit. Ito kasing 45 is naka-degrees. Etong pi over 6 naka-radians. So, lagay natin dito. So, naka-degrees ito guys, no? So, that is tangent 45. So, no need to convert kasi naka-degrees niya. Plus cosine pi over 6. So, pi, sorry for that, shift pi. So, we have here pi over 6. Then, etong pi over 6 natin, dapat ma-detect siya ng calculator or laman ng calculator natin na itong pi over 6 is naka-radian siya para i-convert ng calculator natin to degrees. So, shift Ayan. Then, dapat naka-radian. So, dapat denote natin sa calculator na itong pi over 6 calculator, naka-ano yan, naka-radian. Ayan. So, we have this expression. So, no need to convert na 2 degrees muna. Dito, pwede mo na siyang i-solve dire-diretso. Basta itong pi over 6 may nakalagay na r dyan. Para ma-determine ng calculator na itong pi over 6, kailangan mo pang i-convert siya sa degrees. So, equals lang. It will give you this value. So, 2 plus square root of 3 over 2. So, that is letter D. Okay, so let's proceed to our next problem. So, find the value of sine theta plus cosine theta over, so sine theta plus cosine theta, tangent theta over cosine theta. So, what is the equivalent of this? Okay. So, in our calculator, guys, you can input sine theta, so that is x, sine x, plus cosine, okay, x, alpha x, tangent, alpha x, and that is all over cosine alpha x. So, sa problem na to guys, mag-trial and error tayo. So, dapat ito equal sa isa dito. Kung ano yung mag-equal sa choices dito sa original, siya yung answer. So, ang hinahanap natin is the equivalent value. So, ibig sabihin dapat equal. Kung si sin theta plus cosine theta times tangent theta over cosine theta is equal to 2 tangent theta, let's say 2 tangent theta, pag dinivide natin silang dalawa, dapat equal to 1 para maging equal sila. So, let's try dividing it. Divided by 2 tangent of theta, so alpha x. So, if you press calc, then you input any value there, let's say 1 or let's say 2. Okay, 2 na lang. If you press equals, it will give you a value of 1. Ibig sabihin, ito yung si 2 tangent theta, equal siya dito sa sin theta plus cosine theta, tangent theta over cosine theta. So therefore, letter B is the real answer. So ayun guys. So we have here guys on our next problem. So if tangent x 1/2 is equal to 1/2 and tangent y is equal to 1/3, what is the value of tangent x plus y? So tangent x equals 1/2. Therefore, x is arctan 1/2. Okay, so yung y naman, since tangent y is equal to 1/3. So therefore, y is arctan 1/3. So ganun lang yung gagamitin natin guys. So substitute x and y dito. Okay. So lagay natin dun guys. So that is tangent x and y. Ano yung x natin? X natin is inverse tan. So shift, tan, and that is 1/2. So that is x plus y, which is arctan 1/3. So that is shift tan 1/3. Okay, so that is 1/3 and ayan. So equals lang. That will give you 1. So therefore, the answer is letter D. Okay guys, so let's proceed to our next problem. So find the polar coordinates of the point. So this is guys the last topic, okay, for this part of the webinar series. So find the polar coordinates of the point 56. So recalling guys, yung polar coordinates natin is ganito yung concept natin, okay? So let's say we have here 5, 6. So dito we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So ito. So that is 5, 6. So if you draw a line here, you have a radius and of course you have an angle theta. So etong r r theta is actually your polar coordinates. Okay, so yan yung hinahanap natin. So you can solve that using trigonometry or you can use your calculator to solve that. Okay? So sa calculator natin guys, lagay natin. We have here. Okay, so clear lang natin. Shift clear. So 9. So yes lang. Then AC. Then we have here, we are converting to polar. So find the polar. So shift polar. Itong plus guys. Polar. We are converting this to polar. So 5, 6. Okay, equals lang natin. That will give us a radius of 7.81 and an angle of 50.19 degrees. Okay, so basically, ito yung answer natin. So letter A. So it means that itong distance natin dito, this is 7.81. Okay, so recalling, if this is 5 units, this is, ayan, yung height niya is 6 units. You can compute for r squared as 6 squared plus 5 squared using your Pythagorean theorem, and you can check that 6 squared plus 5 squared, and it should be equal to 7.81. And the angle between that is tangent. Tangent guys. Tangent theta opposite over adjacent. So that is 6/5. So if you compute that using your calculator, it should give you 50.19 degrees. Okay? So let's go to our, okay. I think this is the last problem. So we have this. So we are converting polar to rectangular. So find the rectangular of this polar coordinate. So that is, so shift rectangular minus. Okay, so yung minus, shift minus. So 3, okay, 120. Given tayo ng radius at angle, we can get the coordinates. So equals lang. So negative 1.5 and 2.6. Negative 1.5 and 2.6. That is letter D. So yun guys, thank you for watching this recorded video. Sobrang daming problem na nasolve natin guys, no? And I really appreciate you joining this event. It means a lot to us since our vision is to really strengthen the foundations of every engineering students. Magkaroon kayo ng edge with regards to engineering studies para mas maging prepare kayo and maging maganda yung performance nyo in your upcoming board examination or even in your college, na mas maintindihan nyo guys kung ano yung mga technique na ginagawa natin dito and kung paano ba siya ma-derive and kung paano ba siya i-apply or i-execute. Thank you guys for watching this recorded video, and see you next Saturday for our second part of this webinar series. Stay safe guys. Bye bye.